Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up, I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open,
Welcome back to my channel. This kind of fits in nicely with the last video I did, which was previous, which you might want to look at if you want to. I'm not going to get into that now. This video is going to be about reducing energetic momentum in relationships, because I've been watching a lot of Abram Hicks recently, and she talks about how about how you can reduce momentum for situations in life, in terms of people, in terms of willpower, in terms of negative emotion, reducing the momentum for that sort of stuff. Just thought in general, you can increase or reduce momentum for different patterns in life, basically. I'm going to specifically talk about relationships, which I didn't really think about, but sometimes if you are, like, the whole point of abuse, I feel like, even on an energetic level, is to build momentum towards attention or energetic pull towards that person. Like, that's the whole energetic standpoint on people that are abusive or kind of push themselves into a situation. Like, that is like their goal and their outcome, to sort of be acknowledged and have attention and energy put towards them. So the idea of reducing momentum towards negative relationships, and even, like, I suppose increasing momentum for relationships that you either want to bring into fruition or bring into your life, but also just stabilizing momentum in healthy relationships, I don't know, will kind of be good. Along with this, I just want to touch on how emotional processing of trauma and emotional processing of life in general, and keeping aware of your emotions. And I understand that some people aren't always in touch with their emotions, and it's so common to not be in touch with all of your emotions if you've not had them attended to, or you don't know how to attend to them. And I think life's just a gradual ongoing process of people just being more and more in touch with their emotions and their feelings in general. So that's just a process and journey that everyone has separately, I feel like. Also being aware of your general free will and the laws of physics and the laws of life, which I want to actually learn more about. I don't know if I actually have my list here. I'm such a lists person, and it's a positive and a negative, but I'm gonna just put that at the bottom here so I can do it later. Sorry. So just laws of life and laws of physics in terms of, like, things like free will, that are just like logistic and karma and sort of like the law of attraction, things like that, that are just like universal laws, shall I say, because things like free will, it's really helpful to have as a baseline in situations where people are, like, for example, in a Jezebel spirit, which I kind of touched on before, which basically people that are dominating, and people that kind of are intrusive to your life, and sort of like trying to override any sort of situation that's going on in your life. We intrinsically have free will, so sorry love, like, that's not really how it works. Like, you don't control the universe, like, you're not like the queen of the universe, so fuck off, basically. So yeah, that's free will for you. So unfortunately some people don't acknowledge that, but that's not your problem to kind of interact with. So that's just a nice sort of thing to keep in mind as well. Some people are genuinely, like, loony, I've noticed. So there we go. Logistics, such as alterations that you can make in life, such as going no contact with negative people, cutting certain people out, family members, friends, whoever sort of negative that you can cut out in life. I understand it's not always possible to cut everyone out. Also mindset and healing in general, ongoing, being aware of needs. I'm kind of fitting a lot into this video, but I just want to touch on these things, which I have done separate videos about more or less all of these if you care to look back and search my channel. But just something to keep in mind in terms of energetic momentum in relationships, because they are all relevant. So in terms of healing and mindset, keeping in balance your life and understanding all of the range of life that goes into it, career, keeping just a balanced general lifestyle without going too deep, and having a positive mindset and understanding what your needs are, and taking back your energy from relationships that have been negative and have had too much momentum, because you know, if you're asked on a free will level, which we all have free will, but unfortunately people that are abusive will target people they feel they can target, and they feel people that they can manipulate or dominate in whatever way. Luckily, most of them are delusional and don't understand that other people actually have brains too, and it's not just their like delusional mindset that sort of like rules the world. So that's kind of a bit of a joke and a laugh that you can kind of get some sort of momentum from in consistently dealing with these people, because often they're quite stupid. Because they have like poor emotional regulation, so like they don't really understand like people that are stable and genuinely sane. That's right, I'm literally rambling so much. Let's get to the point of the idea of energetic momentum in relationships. If someone is abusive, like often they kind of, their goal of sort of consistently moving into your life is to, or in whatever way that means, you know, bombarding you with text messages, you know, people that are just manipulative and abusive in whatever capacity that may be. Sort of, if you have an abusive partner, it can be quite overt. The thing about people that are narcissists, they can be overt and covert. I do need to do a video on that, sorry. Okay, sorry. So, yeah, like whether they are, people are in all sorts of ways can undercut you in certain situations. It's important not to be paranoid, let's not go into that too far. But yeah, they tend to have this, from an energetic standpoint as I would understand it, and this is my connotation, but it does make sense in that they will try and build up this energetic momentum to sort of have you on their mind, because they say also what you focus on, like where your mind goes, your energy flows. So that often people are aware of this, and for that reason we'll try and sort of kick up momentum to have that sort of either positive or negative reaction in whatever way that means. So you can try and be, when you're aware of this as a person, you can have that sort of opposite momentum, and try and control that momentum and where it builds, if in some ways. And I think I do this naturally, and luckily I've been quite good at this, because I have had people do this in the past. I think this is just it's not an uncommon thing. A lot of people do it, to try and kick up momentum sort of from a just sort of backhanded way. Whenever you try and take something from someone, it's a bit of a theft mindset. Like, you're not choosing to have that abusive relationship, you're not choosing to give that momentum or energy to someone, it's theft of energy, if you like. So reducing, and I suppose it comes down to having more temperance and self-control. Obviously the thing with toxic people is that they will test your boundaries, and you're not a bad person for getting angry and upset. If anything, you need to express that emotion to be able to release it from your system, because it's not your fault that they are twisted. So yeah, reducing that sort of energetic momentum in whatever way that means to you. It can be about exercises such as taking deep breaths, or as I said, doing all of those things I was talking about. It can be exercises, it can be changing your lifestyle, cutting someone out, standing up to someone, just telling them where it's at and that they're stupid. And you know, you don't have to like tell them what they are necessarily, because I don't think because someone's nasty to you, I think you can be nasty back, but often people want a fight. So from my standpoint, I'm like, and I think I've always been like this, even in childhood bullying, like I wasn't interested in being nasty back, because I'm not a nasty person. Like, I'm more than happy to assert myself and say it how it is, but at the same time I'm not going to go out my way to make any sort of impact on you, because I don't really care. So that kind of gives me a lot of energetic like reserves that a lot of other people don't have, because they're so caught up in their ego problems and their issues of themselves and protecting themselves and